In this video, we're going to explore something that's emerging in the AI world, the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. It's a proposed standard that could reshape how we as technical authors or technical writers create and structure content for AI systems. We've just added some new videos to our e-learning course on using generative AI in technical writing, and I wanted to give you some information on how MCP fits into that picture. At its core, MCP is designed to help AI systems maintain a consistent understanding of user context across tasks, even complex or long-running ones. It helps reduce those frustrating issues where AI forgets your intent or goes off track with hallucinations. Now, while MCP is aimed more at autonomous AI agents, those virtual assistants that will be able to perform end-to-end tasks, it has some important implications for technical documentation. Before we dive into technical writing applications, let's understand MCP's broader purpose. MCP was primarily developed to help autonomous AI agents work across different services while maintaining context. If you imagine an AI assistant that needs to book you a low-cost hotel, flight, and car with 3 different providers, then that's the type of context. That we can have a system that knows that you prefer rooms with a sea view, flights on a weekday morning, and a compact EV car. With MCP, the assistant maintains those preferences consistently across all services without forgetting or misinterpreting your requirements to make those bookings for you. Using MCP, the AI agent could start by understanding your full trip requirements, navigate to a flight booking site, find morning weekday flights within your budget, carry the selected flight dates to a hotel booking service, focusing on rooms with a sea view, and finally finding an EV rental car available at your destination during your stay dates. This level of cross-platform understanding is what MCP enables. So, what does this mean for technical writers? For us as technical writers, MCP could change how we think about writing content. Instead of writing just for humans, or arguably for humans and search engines, we will also be writing for AI agents that use our documentation to perform actions. This is sometimes called content for autonomous AI consumption. And here's what it means in practice. Our documentation will need to be semantically structured with clear metadata and a hierarchy. And even if there's no API, AI agents could still interact with our documentation as if there were one, asking questions and extracting data. This means we'll need to think like we're writing machine-readable content. Outside of that, could we also use MCP to improve our technical writing processes? The answer is absolutely. Here are 2 key applications. Number 1, consistency in AI outputs. MCP reduces the chance of AI systems forgetting your requirements, your preferences, and ending up producing inconsistent results. And number 2, customized AI behavior. You can set specific rules for how you want the AI system to work, from following your style guide to focusing on particular content areas. You can do some of this today using custom GPTs or GPTSs in ChatGPT, but those are limited to paid plans and specific platforms. MCP aims to provide a more universal, platform-agnostic solution. Imagine having your own autonomous AI assistant for technical writing. You could use it to crawl GitHub or GitLab for code changes that affect your documentation, and then summarize any changelogs, suggest updates to endpoint descriptions. In many cases, direct API access is still better for that, and we cover how to do that using tools like chatbots and APIs together in our AI course. But MCP opens the door for broader workflows. So let's talk about how we could use MCP. You start by creating an MCP file, which is usually in JSON format. And you give it to the AI system when you want it to start a task. Depending on the chatbot, you can upload it directly or share it via a link, say with the MCP file stored on GitHub. Your MCP file might include the name of your project and the version, the purpose of the documentation set, the target audience, the desired tone and writing style, a link to your style guide. If it's an API documentation set, it could be the endpoints or topics you want to include and exclude. This information sets a clear context for the AI system. It helps it write documentation that's on brand, on voice, and in scope. For example, if you've been frustrated by AI systems that capitalize all the headings or overuse bold formatting, you can specify your preferences directly in the MCP file. And if you want to go further than that, you can add richer metadata like object arrays with details about each endpoint. You can include a terminology glossary to help the AI system stay consistent with your naming conventions. And you can use more general purpose MCP files that work across different APIs or documentation projects. And yes, you can even build MCP-driven templates in Markdown or HTML that automatically pull in the context for headers, blurbs, and disclaimers. Let's walk through a live demo. We'll take the Transport for London's API as an example. And on the TfL's website, there's a link to their Open API specification or their Swagger file. So that's available for anybody to access. So we could just do a standard request saying, can you create a draft user guide for that Swagger file? And we send that request, that prompt, to the chatbot, and this is what it comes up with. And it works in a way that we may not like. It's capitalizing every heading. It's using a lot of bold, and it might not include the sections that we want. It might include endpoints that we prefer not to include. So let's try it with a MCP file. So we'll still ask, can you draft a user guide for that Swagger file? We'll add a line to the prompt, use the context file attached to structure, style, and scope the content derived from the source material. So let's add that MCP file to our prompt. The output's different. It's following the rules that we've listed in our file to have sentence case for headings, defining what topics and in what order we want the content. It's only including the endpoints we asked for. So if we open our MCP file, very basic one, we'll see that we wanted a structure of 1, overview, 2, authentication authorization, 3, quick start guide, 4, endpoints reference, and it's following the structure that we wanted. We wanted sentence style capitalization. It's done that. Do not use bold. It's followed that rule. Is MCP a magic bullet for technical writers? Not quite. The best way to think about MCP is as a blueprint. It doesn't replace your source information. You'll still need to provide access to source documentation or write that source documentation. You'll need to supply the MCP file, create and configure it, and you'll need to tell the AI system explicitly to follow the MCP file rules. And not all chatbots work well with MCP files at the moment. And we found that they behave differently depending on whether you attach the MCP file or you link to it. And always do a human review. AI can help us work more quickly, but there is that danger of it misinterpreting details and making up content. As technical writers, we're still the final gatekeepers of clarity and accuracy. So this is an early look at how MCP could support more consistent AI-friendly documentation. As the tools evolve, so will our workflows. And staying ahead of the curve is what will keep us as technical writers valuable in this new world of AI-assisted writing. In the show notes, you'll find a link to our e-learning course on using generative AI in technical writing. And if you have any questions or comments, then in addition to using the comments section below, you can also contact us by email, info@cherryleaf.com.